Hello and welcome. Today we are here with David Deubelbeiss. He is a professor, educational consultant, and teacher trainer currently at Nipissing University, North Bay, Canada. He is a leader in promoting the use of technology in language teaching and the use of social media in education. He is also the director of education at English Central. Find him online at his professional development community for teachers, EFL Classroom 2.0. He espouses the simple teaching philosophy of when one teaches to learn. So welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Great. So, Professor, we have a couple of questions for you. The first one would be, what suggestions would you give Colombian educators in the use of technology?
Well, I've traveled all over the world and had was fortunate enough to meet lots of educators around the world and help them with technology. One key point is we're going through a revolution with technology, and I think we have to let the students take the lead. Teachers have to step back and not teach with technology and not try to use the technology so much. Let the students control the technology and guide the students, but let them be in control of using the technology.
Thank you. Very nice. So the second question would be, any advice on how to improve language teaching and learning?
Well, following up on the point I just mentioned, I think teachers have to step back a lot. Language learning is a skill, and we need to have our students practicing that skill more instead of being taught directly through the teacher. They have to be out on the football field of language practicing. So really what we need is a return of the communicative method, which was never really properly introduced in the 70s and 80s. But a return of the communicative method using this great power of technology that brings reality into the classroom and makes for real purposeful listening, speaking, and communication.
Thank you. Well, many people see the use of social media in the classroom as a double-edged sword. What would you say to these people?
I would say that we're going through a paradigm shift. I'm always on social media. I'm tweeting and using it in the classroom. It can be anything from WhatsApp to Twitter chats. But you have to be cautious. I mean, depending on your student body. But that doesn't mean don't harness the power of it and use it. So I think you have to bring in social media. It's a really powerful thing. It's communication. It's engagement with students. But at the same time, set down some key criteria and some key points for the use of it so it doesn't get abused.
And what kind of criteria do you think teachers can use in the classroom to see what technology to use?
Well, there's a whole pile of standards I could list off about using technology. But basically, the criteria has to be aligned to your language learning objectives. Technology, to have a fancy device or have some fancy thing happening in the classroom isn't the point. It's all about the language and students picking up the language. So really one key point is use comprehensible input. So whatever technology you're using, make sure that it's piping in really good language at the student's level, which is clear and understandable so that they can learn something from that language.
Thank you. And the last question would be, what do you think your greatest contribution to TESOL is?
Oh my God. Next year will be 30 years. Started as a private teacher, doing 20 lessons a day sometimes, not making any money. Moved up and I started grad schools now. Built a technology company, English Central. It's 2 million students online any moment. So I'm like a principal. But I think my great contribution has been my community EFL classroom. I started it in 1997. It still exists, and teachers go there every day, and I look at it, and there's 30, 40 teachers any minute of the day getting lesson plans, downloading PowerPoints, and using it in their classroom. So I think, yeah, that's my legacy, creating resources that teachers use every day.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure to talk to you and to meet you. Thank you.